And being part, as I said, of the programme of a concert next Sunday afternoon in St Peter's Church in Bandon with Cork's newest orchestra. It is the Cork Youth Chamber Orchestra. And to talk about the orchestra, I met director Tomás McCarthy and conductor Adrian Petcu to chat about the orchestra, the reason for its beginning, and also the concert next Sunday. I'm really excited about this venture in Cork. I think it's a fantastic new orchestra, and the reasons why will become very clear when you hear what Tomás has to say. Tomás, we've talked before about, the different innovations that there have been in the Cork Youth Orchestra. And this is the newest innovation. It's got a really funky name, CYChO, which is its short name, of course, for. Give us the full title then.
The Cork Youth Chamber Orchestra.
Mm-hmm. What was the purpose behind establishing the Chamber Orchestra?
Well, I suppose looking back over the years, the many years with CYChO, we found that the age profile has been dropping, but the standard of performance has been rising. So, students are completing their grade 8 at a younger and younger age. And I suppose they sometimes deem themselves to be quite old at 16, whereas when we were in it, the average age of the orchestra was 18. Yeah. And we ended up going out afterwards, and having a social life and all that. So but we do have a very loyal orchestra, and this year now we have over 92 coming back for the new season next year with the normal Cork Youth Orchestra, the standard youth orchestra, which is phenomenal in its own right, which makes getting in even harder every year, which is what we want, and we want to keep the standard up. So then you come to the older group who are going into Leaving Cert, and we tend to hold on to the bulk of those until Christmas, and some even beyond that till May, until their exams start in June. And then after that they go to college, and they have to wait till they get placed in their colleges around the country and the world, wherever they're going. From past experience, we've seen an awful lot of people just simply park their instrument in their parents' house or at home or whatever, and go off and do their 4-year course, and then 2 more years for a master and a couple of years on a PhD, and then they're reluctant to go back to it. And 10 years later, it's still sitting at home. And it's an awful pity that people, having put study from the age of sometimes 4 years of age to 18, and be really, really competent, very, very high standard of performance, and stop because of third level education and work commitments and that. So it's a kind of a bridge the gap programme, where we're hoping that through maybe 2 short rehearsal seasons and a couple of performances with an eminent conductor and motivator, Adrian Petcu, and that through this we might keep more people playing, and it's been very successful for the last 2 years. We have a fine nucleus of an orchestra here, and it looks like it's going to be there for a long time and potentially grow. Now, we have no designs on it getting very big. It's just simply a facility there for people to come and meet their friends, for example, in the autumn for 6 Saturdays, do 2 concerts, take a break for a few months, and by agreement come back and take another 6 weeks rehearsal and do another 2 concerts and then break up. It's at a very sociable time, between roughly 5 and 7 on a Saturday. If they've got a job, they can work. If they want to go out that night, they can. And it kind of ticks all the boxes.
Absolutely. Yeah, because, when you were talking, and I remember we were talking to you about this before, I can totally relate to the fact that the violin is gathering dust and has probably been out twice in 10 years, which is such a terrible, terrible shame and such a pity. And I think it's a fantastic concept for it. You talked about Adrian Petcu. And Adrian, how have you found then the musicians' enthusiasm for an orchestra of this nature? When you stand up in front of them, are they just delighted?
Yeah, I think it's an amazing project. Quite a lot of those people actually are studying in third level courses, maybe outside Cork. For them it's wonderful that they come back at weekends and they can meet their old friends and so on. And there was a lot of investment, getting through their grades. So a lot of work, and I think it's good for them to get a return of that investment, and they feel very happy about that. So it's a bunch of enthusiastic young people, and very, very talented. They make a beautiful sound, I think.
This isn't the first concert that they've performed together, is it?
No, we are working together for the last 2 years. So we played, the inaugural concert was in Aula Maxima in UCC, and we played in Crawford Gallery and in other places.
Mm-hmm. So it's great because then in that sense then not only have they the buzz of coming back together, but now there is there is a cohesive group they have an identity as well coming into this next concert season. You have a huge programme planned, 2 concerts coming up. We're going to talk about the first one, which is taking place in St. Peter's Church in Bandon. And for this, we have Magella Culla joining the orchestra as well. So tell me a little bit about the programme that's going to be done.
Well, it's wonderful. We have such a great voice. So there are a few arias that she was happy to sing with us. And one of them is from maybe one of the most beautiful Vivaldi solo motets. It's called Nulla in mundo pax sincera, translated freely, in the world there is no honest peace. So it's, of course, in Italian Baroque style. And it has a few arias and recitative, concluding with an Alleluia, but we do just the first aria, a very moving work. And this was featured actually in the closing credits of the Shine movie.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So people would probably recognize the music. Magella will also sing 2 other works, one of them by Bellini. Casta Diva is a famous aria. Yeah. And Juliet's Waltz from Gounod's Romeo and Juliet. We are looking forward to, because Magella is just coming back next week from a fantastic season in Verona.
Yeah, I mean, she has just the most incredible time. Every time I meet her, she's barely in Cork. The head has hit the pillow, and then she's back to Italy again. It's fantastic.
Yes.
What a great chance for Cork audiences to hear her. And the acoustics of the church in St. Peter's in Bandon will be fantastic. So that's what she's going to sing with the orchestra, but you also have a number of pieces.
Yeah, we are lucky to have her, but we have also some orchestral items. Some of them in the first part of the program, perhaps more classical, if I could say that, starting with a Bieber work, quite unusual. It's called Battaglia, the battle, because there are a couple of movements, each of them with the title Gathering of the Musketeers, kind of a sing-song for Bacchus, you can imagine. Yeah. There is the battle itself, the lament for the wounded, and it's an interesting, unusual work for a composer in the 17th century.
Yeah.
We also have some movements from the Holberg suite by Grieg. And in the second half of the program, we'll have an overture by Sullivan, the Pirates of Penzance. Yeah. And we'll have maybe a Hungarian dance by Brahms and a few other things. I don't want to give away the whole program. But I want to say something. Traditionally, we started in this orchestra a very interesting project, and that's that in each of the concerts, a number of people from the orchestra would volunteer to play in a smaller group, kind of a chamber group of 6, 7, 8. And in the past, we used to do things like Tchaikovsky's Souvenir de Florence or Brahms Sextet or so. For this particular concert, we have the first movement of the Mendelssohn Octet, an amazing work written by a teenager. So, and it's fantastic that some of the young players are prepared to stand up and be counted.
Yeah, put themselves forward and play a piece like this would be extraordinary.
And they have great pleasure in doing that. So it's very good.
For yourself, though, Adrian, I mean, I know I've sat with yourself as the conductor and loved every second of the chance to play in an orchestra. Like, you obviously get, and I know I'm sitting next to Tomás, but we've talked about this before as well, a tremendous buzz and feedback from working with orchestras and chamber groups.
Well, I was involved my whole life in working with young people, and of course I get a great buzz from that, like anyone else who has a bit of vocation in that area. Mm-hmm. We are all teachers, so you would understand exactly what I'm saying. But as Tomás said a minute ago, the standard of playing in Cork has changed enormously, and people get at a very high level at a very early age now, and they mature as musicians and very well. And probably the orchestral playing and chamber music playing helps them to become better players and better people, because teamwork and just being prepared to work with each other and I think it's wonderful.
We're so fortunate to have in Cork someone of the stature of Adrian Petcu. He is he's just a calm, gentle person. He doesn't ask for much. He's undemanding. But when he stands up there and with little movement, what he can get from a performing group, I've seen no one else do, and everyone who's played under him will attest to that. He never proclaims his own brilliance. It just happens. And in particular, working with chamber orchestras and symphony orchestras, having tackled huge symphonic works with the School of Music Symphony Orchestra for so many years, he's put so many people through his hands and given wonderful experiences. Just enthusiastic is his middle name. Just Mr. Motivator, special talent, and he pulls out the stops when it comes to a programme. This programme is just exceptional. And to have these two amazing singers, in particular Magella, it's a great event. And in such a lovely venue such as Christchurch, it's the first time playing there, and we're looking forward to that. I also want to mention, if I could just, this orchestra is managed by our current chairman, Adrian Elmarie, and there's a huge amount of backroom work goes into this in terms of promotion and getting sponsors, because there's expenses and costs that go with all these events. And he's, huge amount of backroom work going behind this. And it's so worth it, because for all of us as parents, we're hoping that all of our kids will go through this and keep them playing. So that's the...
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned Christchurch there as well, because that is the second concert in this series. The first concert will be this day week, Sunday week, the 13th, in St. Peter's Church in Bandon. Magella will be singing at that concert as well. And then the second concert is in beautiful Triskel Christchurch, with the inimitable George Hook doing the MC that particular night. And that'll be good fun too, but put it in the diary for next Sunday afternoon, and you can schedule a lovely drive around West Cork, or maybe lunch or cup of coffee and that cake inside in Hosford's Garden Centre. It's just to die for. And have a look at whatever art exhibition is on there at the minute as well. So next Sunday, Bandon, 3 p.m. You just don't have to book any tickets in advance. Make an afternoon of it, and tickets are available at the door. Wish them all the very best of luck. I'm looking forward to it myself. It'll be a great programme. This piece, one of the pieces, is in the programme, the Hungarian Dance No. 5 by Brahms. Doesn't that grab you? Don't you know it's going to be a fantastic concert? 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so you won't even be out late. And the beautiful voice of Magella Culla as well. It's St. Peter's Church in Bandon, this day week, May